Is our life full of pain, problems, and issues? Or is our life full of miracles hidden somewhere? And the truth is that our life is full of miracles because we have all this trauma and all this drama. So if we didn't have all these issues, we wouldn't be able to identify that there are so many beautiful miracles out there that are happening on a daily basis. Hi, my name is Loukas. I am a practicing shaman. I'm an ayahuasqueros serving plant medicine, a holistic lifestyle coach, a physical trainer, and a mind therapist. It is very well known that we are living at the time where the artificial intelligence is rising. For the next 2,000 years, according to the downloads that I have received, we are going to experience a very different world. And this world requires everyone to dive into their own personal evolution. For the past 2,000 years, we lived at the time of Christ. We lived the time of the Piscean era. And now we're diving into the artificial intelligence, the AI, the time of the Aquarius. And that's all about the air. This is all about moving from this consciousness, the 3D, into a higher perspective. Working with the artificial intelligence, working with all these screens that we have in front of us, disconnects people. And the attention span that many people have becomes less and less and less. We're losing our center and we're losing our method of doing life. Now, the new life that's going to come with that artificial intelligence, it seems very, very digital, very artificial. And that's why it's very important to understand that the only way to balance the artificial intelligence is with the plant medicine, is with the plants. We have to balance the artificial with the organic. And that is my purpose, and that is why I decided to work in many different ways with the plants, with the trees, with sacred ceremonies, with my lovely brothers and sisters from around the world, to be able to help and evolve humanity, evolve whoever comes closer to me or to other beautiful shamans in the jungle, in the Amazon, and other parts of the world, so we can rise the frequency of this planet. It is very, very important to do that. Without that, we are in great danger to lose our humanity.
I was looking to find a balance in my energy, and I never had an experience with sacred plants, so that was my main intentions. I guess I'm looking to find some answer to inner questions, to live the process of healing. Particularly this year, my main challenge is related with family stuff. So that's why I took the decisions to participate in the ceremony.
I have learned to know a lot about myself, about my traumas, about my baggages we carry, and all these blockages and resistance which we have, which we carry from our childhood, from our generational traumas, and even our ancestral traumas. So first of all, I didn't even know that, and learning to know about that and finding these little things which are running on autopilot, where most of the people are living in autopilot, but they don't know how this way of thinking or their perception can be changed or not. And this is where the role of Loukas comes in our life, and he works as a facilitator to help us, guide us to our own wisdom and find ourselves with not even putting any names or anything which is bounded or keep you in restriction, because we are free to do anything.
Plant medicine, 𝐾𝐚𝐬 𝐏𝐚𝐧𝐞𝐭𝐡𝐞𝐫, ayahuasca, my lovely, beautiful feminine energy, is here to help humanity. And she has communicated with me back in 2015 that it is time for her to be spread around the world.
I feel sometimes some behaviours that I exhibit that have come from many years ago that interfere with my life in a negative way, and I struggled to understand at the time what's happening, and to see the situation for what it truly is and not for how my mind is telling me. Like fear comes up and all that stuff, and normally it's quite a reasonable, calm situation. I have a bit of an internal fight to be kind and carry on in a positive manner. I think I've been pretty good at managing it somewhat, but when it comes up, unexpectedly, I can get a bit of a shock, and I'll have a bit of a stressful situation, and I just feel like it doesn't need to be like that, and I'm just looking at making that better, so I can be better and be better for others as well.
I never had a lineage from South America. I was embraced by the spirits. I had downloads when I was in Australia to go to the jungle. I had beautiful visions that they sent me down to the Amazon. And the only reason why I went there is firstly and mostly to heal my own suffering, my own trauma, my own pain, which was a childhood trauma, lots of abuse, physical abuse and mental abuse from my environment. And I was trying to find ways to heal myself. And all I wanted in my life was to be able to give and receive love. I never cared about too much money. I never cared about fame. All I wanted was to be able to give and receive love. And it is this path that I'm following, the path of love, to give and receive. And that's why I'm recording this, and that's why I'm hoping that I will be able to encourage people to dive into those medicines. They are sacred medicines. They require attention, preparation, and focus. Real focus into what you really want. But to find out what you want, you must find out what is no longer serve you. So shadow work is very important, where you learn about your own dragons, how you dissolve those dragons, how they're living from your life, so you can embrace your beautiful divine light.
With my experience, I have been grown up in a very conservative background and doing things the way which I used to do, or my spiritual progress, it needed to be deepened more, and I needed more guidance along the way, which is more in a form of not really set or not really fixed, and not really something which is making me question and making me feel like that I have to go and find my answers within myself. That was the part of it, but at the same time it was done in a very open way, if I would say, and that learning has been really important and very precious for me to take this carry on, because after all, we all are human beings, and this is our planet Earth, and we have to live here and take care of this place.
So the opposite of fear is faith. So what you need to dissolve fear is have faith. Faith that you are capable of dissolving your pain. Faith that you are capable of dissolving your own trauma, and the trauma that you can actually dissolve by helping others. And you can do it in many different ways. By you healing yourself, by you connecting to your ancestors and helping healing your ancestral trauma, your karma that we bring from past lives. There's a lot of indigenous wisdom, and we need to tap into that wisdom.
We had 2 weeks preparations, not only related with food, fasting or eating healthy food, but also preparing mentally and doing the inner job to think about my intentions at the moments to do the ceremony.
I am very confident that ayahuasca can heal. In my perspective, I think everyone should do it. Everyone should do it at least for once in their life. And I'm quite young. It's not the usual age, or probably it is, but whereas I have seen people, they are quite older, and I have learned a lot, and I even have got comments that whatever I have got through the ayahuasca is like people are chasing their whole life to get this meaning of not life, but how to live life, or how to have this bigger perspective of life, while I just share my experiences. It's just beautiful. I think if you see this and if you feel like you should try, maybe give it a shot.
The ceremonies, they have a very beautiful sacred origin. They give a lot to the mind, to the body, and they're opening up perceptions about who you really are. So it is very, very important to connect to the ancestral wisdom, to learn how to unlearn all your programs.
Well, as a mom, you're distracted constantly to just focus on the children, and there's this huge responsibility. And this practice for me has given me a lot of strength. It has shown me where my fears have been, and I've been able to look at my fears and just walk through them. And I feel proud as a mum, and I feel like I've grown up to be a better version of myself. I can speak up now. I can just be me and just more at peace. So it's been a beautiful journey.
Innocence for me is the only way that we are as human beings. There's no geniuses, there's no smart people, there's no stupid people, there's none of these, there's none of that. These are all programs. Innocence is all we are. And for the future of humanity, that's why I pray and I ask from God to shine in our minds through the truth and the holiness, innocence. So we can see the innocence, because if I don't see your innocence, then I'm gonna see my programs. You know, we can always go into those different patterns of behavior. But if I see you as innocent, because I am innocent, then from one innocent to another innocent, the only thing we can create is love. And we can create a beautiful change in this world.
I'm not gonna lie, it has been challenging trying to juggle so many balls in the air, being a single mom, a businesswoman, and a daughter. But the moment you set your mind, on a goal to grow in this spiritual path, in shamanism, I never look back. Once you set the goal, you have this tiger vision and you just go for it. And everything else will fall into place. And my spiritual teacher, Loukas, has helped me along the way and made this happen for me. And it really radiates right through into my life, into my children, and everything that I face. No regrets at all, because I know, for the one thing that I know is everything around me is material, absolute material compared to the spiritual pathway I'm on right now.
I've realized that my physical body is not enough. I was going to the gym, became a personal trainer, and I was helping others, improving the physical body. But then I've realized that that's not the problem. And the problem was the mind. And then I went into the mind and learned many things about the mind, different practices. And then I've realized that even the mind is not enough. And then I went to the spirit. And when I tapped into the spirit, I've realized that we suffer, all humanity, from this spiritual, we are all spiritual orphans. We don't know who we are, who we really are, because you are not a name, you are not a gender, you are none of that. You are a lot more than that. And drinking the medicine and working with the spirits, which I've been blessed and very grateful to be able to work through my practice, through the dreams, through many, many different synchronicities that have happened in my life, I've realized that every human being needs to connect to that spirituality. It is the only way to help us in this artificial life as it's coming up.
The ceremony with sacred medicine is very challenging, but also very healing. So to me, it was a process to discover, even when at times it was painful, it was very rewarded, the outcome.
Obviously, coming into these experiences, if you are being called, or if you would like, or if you have this curiosity, I would suggest that have your intentions, have your expectations, but at the same time have no expectation, and learn to be open-minded in during these experiences, and trusting the person is the first and foremost, which is obviously trusting Loukas and trusting his ways of doing these things, and being very open-minded about it, because as we are limited by our own minds and our own conditioning, we have to break through, and for that we have to start with learning how can we be really free and have true freedom. With that, taking the information as well really openly and trusting the people who are coming along the way to help.
It has been very challenging, but there's been so much healing because I've discovered so much love within, because we're brought up with so many negative patterns in our lives from past experiences, and it's like huge breakthroughs of really finding this love within that is difficult to describe, that we all have, but we just can't see it. It's just blocked. We just go through our daily lives and we don't realize how beautiful we are. And we are just these peaceful, beautiful, loving beings walking on this planet. And when you discover that you are that love, then you're a better person and we can love each other and be at peace.
I think what's happened is I'm realising now, so I was searching for another answer. I wanted another answer for my problem because I didn't want it to be that, because that would mean I'd have to change pretty much everything I'm doing to fix this problem that I'm seem to be having. Like, you know, I'm always too tired to work on myself. You know, and when I know when you're tired, you seem to. I'm running like on flight here. You know, on that survival instinct. Whereas if I'd be sufficient, look after myself and not run myself into the ground, like a lot of these issues that I'm having, you know, I'll be able to work them out. So yeah, like it's been good. It just the problem came sideways. I was expecting it to be something else, but I think in essence, I always deep down feel like I knew it. I just didn't want to see it.
I think the shaman, the moderator, he was very very wise, supporting the process in a holistic way and through prayers, songs, and much more.
The messages which I have received are very, very clear. The Christ consciousness, the Satori from Buddha, those beautiful realizations are here to help and guide us. We just need to have faith and to go out of our comfort zone. Unfortunately, we've been very, very comfortable sitting back in our lounge, eating all this food. We never hunt anything, we never go anywhere to get really food outside the supermarkets. So we have lost the touch. And it is time for us to connect back to our roots, which is the spirit. This is where you come from. You're not a mind and you're not a body. You are a lot more than that.
You have faith, you find a place within yourself which is strength, and there's a peaceful part of you that's always there, and you focus on your inner strength, on your spirit and your breath, and you trust, you surrender into the difficulty and you get through it, and that's how you become stronger and more confident.
My recommendation, it would be always trying to find the experience that it suits for their needs. It could be many different resources, and this is one of them. I would like to say that it has to be very brave to participate in a ceremony like this. So yeah, you have to be prepared.
I require and I need his guidance, because I know that I know ayahuasca is helping me through, but I still need my spiritual teacher, my shaman Loukas, to help me through it, and just having that faith that he will pull me through. And so hence the reason you just have to just absolutely just surrender, and everything will be good from there.
Like I was told as well, like, you know, I think your intention for why you'd want to do, you know, why you want to do medicine is important, and the preparation is, for me was, you know, helps me get ready mentally, I suppose, more so, and probably physically as well. Like I had to look after myself before I come in to do this, and have discipline and all that stuff. And I think that all made a really big difference to how I was able to sit through the experience that I needed to have to see what I needed to see. So yeah, I had good advice.
The most beautiful thing, I think it was to be able to open my mind and experience without any judgment everything that was happening, and understand what was going on in my body and also in my mind.
Sometimes to see the true innocence is a very difficult process. Like to really see your innocence, to really, really see your innocence, it can be a very difficult thing. I had a breakthrough in the jungle where I had a struggle with someone, and I was praying to God, and I was asking to be able to embrace innocence. Like I wanted to feel the innocence. I really wanted to actually open up myself to see the innocence. And when I went out from my temple, which was a little small space where I was sleeping, very beautiful, and I opened the door, I saw the person. At the moment I saw the person, I only saw innocence. I'm like, oh my God, is this what innocence feels like? Like, I only see this beautiful being, and I emerged into love because I saw the innocence. I felt the innocence within me. And as I was seeing the innocence, I was feeling the same innocence for myself, although it wasn't conscious, it was unconscious.
I was very grateful for the advice I got prior to coming here, because all these things that was suggested to do for preparation, like, mindfulness, being in nature, kind of taking care of what you're eating, and like, just trying to be, I suppose, a little bit more quiet in life, and those things I really, really struggle with. I think I benefited from that somewhat. So going to the beach and doing all the stuff that I think I used to like doing a very long time ago.
Through my ayahuasca ceremonies, through myself being in the jungle and experience what we call ego death, I started receiving some messages, and these messages have stayed with me. Like everybody else, even myself, I have a lot to shift, a lot to work on. Everybody has a lot to work on. But the time to start working on yourselves is now, not tomorrow, right now. Find the right spiritual gurus or mentors or a friend who knows something more than you, and start tapping into that spirituality. For me, ayahuasca is the other side of the digital evolution. And whoever dives into that spirituality experiences tremendous growth, tremendous growth. It's not for everyone. Some brains are wired in a very different way. So we have to proceed with caution. It is very important to have a good guide, someone who can help you, who understands, and that they have managed to open up their hearts. What we have learned growing up, it's like, it's about me, I want to do this, I want to become this, I'm going to I. And that doesn't exist anymore. That has to be smashed completely, destroyed completely. We have to eliminate it to be able to actually have a beautiful life. I don't talk normally about my ceremonies because I'm here to facilitate your evolution. All I want to say is that it was a pleasure to serve you. You brought yourselves here, you dive hard to find ways to heal yourselves, and that's beautiful. Well done. Well done for your efforts and your commitment. The journey continues. We're going to leave from this beautiful place and we're going to go to the world. And the world is not like us now, because now you have seen things very, very differently, from very different perspective. And no matter what hard times you're going to see in the world, or no matter what you see out there, always get back into the insights you received this weekend. God will give you the opportunity to embrace your integration, to embrace the messages. Will give you every single day, because you're going to be faced with challenges. All of us. All of us. So, it will be the playground. This world is a playground. We're going to go and play. We're going to go and have fun. We are going to go there and show what we have learned and how we are going to embrace it on everyday life. And as we do that, the people around us, they're going to start feeling the change. The moment they start feeling the change, they're going to start changing themselves. We can only help others heal themselves, but as we heal ourselves, we're creating the foundation for them to be able to heal themselves and live a better life. These days, even friendships are being distorted. These days, even families have been destroyed. So we need to get back into the roots. And artificial intelligence will come all the digital world will come. It's the time to rise, and it will happen. Now, it can serve us, or we can serve it. If we just serve it, then we're not gonna go anywhere. We're gonna lose everything. We have to start combining both. So we can use the technology, just like now, as I'm using the technology to record this. But at the same time, we're finding the trees. We connect with the land. We heal this beautiful nature. And as we heal the earth from all the suffering, the pain, the trauma that it has suffered all along, all these times, we heal ourselves and we find a way to unite, because every human being is one. The future is in your heart. To be able to go into your heart, you have to dissolve from your third chakra. You have to be able to dissolve your ego and your greed. As those slowly start shaking through the plant medicine, through the prayers, then slowly you become who you're always meant to become, a beautiful light warrior or a magical divine goddess. Everybody is created by the same God. We all are here from the same Creator. So we are always one with the Creator. We are always one with each other. We have unlimited power and unlimited peace. I can talk for hours about the ceremonies and the spiritual awakening that people experience. And I hope you find a way to awaken yourself. If it's not ayahuasca, it can be so many other things. But for me, this is my medicine. This was what has really helped me. It has changed my life. And I strongly believe that it's time to balance our lives. Thank you.